What is up, y'all? Wick's back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're doing an account takeover for our friend Matthew, who won the 400 subscriber account takeover giveaway. So for those new to the channel, every 100 subscribers we give away an account takeover. So Matthew has requested that we help improve his dungeon teams. So apparently he's running some pretty slow Fire Knight, Dragon, Ice Golem, and he'd like us to improve those so that he may be able to participate in fusions. I'm guessing due to the energy cap here, he's probably not a hardcore player. So let's take a look at what he's doing in the Great Hall. Gold 5. Almost at his first level 10 Great Hall. We got Vizix coming up soon. So yeah, he's definitely not a hardcore raider. But that's fine. We're going to see what we can do for him. He has told us that he doesn't have a lot of speed boots. So I'm interested to see what we're working with. Full disclaimer, I'm not very experienced with building speedrunning teams for dungeons. My strength is more just trying to find a team that's a high success rate and getting it done with cheap champions. And typically once I get a dungeon on farm, I just leave it alone. I don't really fuck around with it that much. So we're going to do our best here for him and try not to waste too many of his resources. He has spent quite a lot of time farming up this silver for us to use, which is nice. We decided to do this during an artifact enhancement event. That way he's going to get some extra rewards while we do the work for him. And as luck would have it, this actually dropped during an event where Plarium's giving us 50% gear removal. So yeah, couldn't have worked out any better, I think. Let's just take a look at what he's running for dungeons currently. So he's farmed up to 22 on Ice Golem. He's got a Venom Mage, Doom Priest for cleansing, Scyl for crowd control and healing, Tyrell, I guess, for drop defense for the waves, and then Kale for poisons and wave damage. For Dragon, he's farmed up to 23, running a Hotatsu, Nogorio, so I guess just wave damage and a Scyl to keep everybody alive. And his Spider team, he said he's very happy with. He's got a speed team, I guess, for Spider, so we're not going to touch any of those champs. And then finally, Fire Knight, we've got up to 21 complete. So it's a heal reduction sort of setup. Okay, so not too bad. We're going to check out some of the gear and builds on these champions. Scyl running in a decently fast Relentless. Not bad. A lot of these accessories aren't quite leveled up. Still got some pretty basic accessories on a couple of these champs. Ultimate Death Knight running fast, high resist. Ninja is in his clan boss team, so we can't mess around with Ninja's gear too much. I guess unless we match the speed exactly. I wonder if he needs lifesteal. We're gonna take a look at his clan boss team soon. Brogni, a little bit low on hit points. He's got a lot of damage, so I'm guessing he's in the clan boss team maybe. Yannicka running very, very slow. Doom Priest there. Nogorio and Savage. So I guess this would be his arena nuker. Venom Mage. Running lifesteal, so probably in his clan boss team. It's a really decent build on Taragi there. And then we've just got some other champs. So it looks like we'll be doing some champ rebuilding. But I am going to go ahead and maybe just try to run a couple of the dungeons with the teams as they are and see how it works. And see what we're lacking in terms of damage and stuff. His arena team, he's got a full defense going there. And he's using this team to farm as well. Okay, which is fine. You can find enough easy defenses in Gold 5. I think I've shown that on my 2-week-old free-to-play that's been farming in Gold 5 for the past week. Tag team. Okay, so we've got like some pretty sketchy looking teams, but that's probably just down to a lack of champ selection. Does have some pretty solid champs like Basher here. Tyrant can be good on a defensive team. AoE stun with Husk. Shamail is awesome if you can set him up. Deacon here, which isn't in any of his teams. Taragi could work on a defensive team as well. Then Yannicka, who's a great nuker, but not built to nuke right now. Deliana, great defensive champ. So yeah, definitely some improvements could be made there. And then finally the clan boss. So it looks like he's hit Nightmare already today. Or no, he hasn't hit anything today. So what's he running? Hotatsu, Geo, Venomage, Brogni, Taragi. Alright, that's interesting. I would have thought he'd be using Ninja in his clan boss, but I guess with Geomancer in there, he doesn't want to override the HP burn or use it up. So what are we going to do to speed up the teams here? 20 is 347. That's not a terrible time. Maybe we could get him up to 24. Hotatsu's got decreased attack, increased defense. I mean, we'd probably want Brogni in there. We do need a drop defense. If we're going to try to nuke the waves, we need a drop defense, or we could just use poison damage. Wonder if this would work to help get us through the waves. Okay, let's see how this works. The main issue with this is the spirit hosts. If they don't get crowd controlled, they'll just cleanse everybody and then it takes twice as long. So what we could do is have Ninja open with his freeze. And then not use it again. And maybe that'll get us through the first round quicker. Although Brogni does have the buff strip as well. So if we timed that correctly, it could strip the block debuffs. Maybe we could put in his Nogoryu instead of Kale. for some bigger single target damage to take out some of these guys. Yeah, Kale's definitely not really doing that much damage. So probably either a decreased defense or another crowd control champ. There's the other problem with this stage is the block revive. And the Brogany does not have enough accuracy to strip them reliably. Okay, well, I'm just going to pause and come through at the end. Okay, well, we'll take a look at how much damage they do to the dragon, just to get an idea of the speed at which we'll kill the actual boss. So about a 5-minute run with reasonable luck. So we can definitely improve that. We may not even need Scyl, although she is the safety. She is the safety for the team. She provides that healing and a little bit of extra CC. I could either put in Nogoryu or Tayrel. One enemy 2 times. Block buffs. Attacks all enemies. Okay, so he needs increased attack, which Brogny has. I'm going to run this again and check out how long it takes. Alright, so we put in some AI presets so that they would use their moves more efficiently. And we've got good luck on the crowd control here. So this is a little bit of a faster run on 24. I am going to try it out on 20 just to see how much faster it is than his current team there. But I'd say it's pretty good if you want to run this on 24. It's going to be just about as fast as your 20 run, your record on the 20 currently is. It's relatively safe. I don't see any reason why this would fail. But it could take longer if you don't get the proper crowd control on Spirit Host. So keep that in mind as well. I really want to rebuild this ninja. I'm gonna double check the Discord message he sent me. I was pretty sure Ninja was in a clan boss team, but maybe I was mistaken. Once I suss out these dungeon teams, kind of what a good composition will be, I'm going to look into gear sets and see how I can optimize each champion's build to just do their job maybe just a little bit better. This team should also work on 25, but I'm not going to go and run 25, so if you want to do 25 or you get to the 25 mission, give it a shot. It should work exactly the same. Okay, so they should destroy 20. Okay, so that's Dragon 24, 25. Put Dragon 24, and then I'm gonna do something similar for 20, but it's gonna be more damage oriented. So we'll lose Scyl, put in Tyrell instead. So all I did was make sure he opens with his shield and then doesn't use, and then he's gonna use it whenever he can in round 2. Ninja opens with his freeze and then doesn't use, and then he's going to use it when he can, first priority in round 2. Tyrell, same thing, open with his decreased defense and then not use it, and then you want him to prioritize it in round 2. And Nogoryu, you want him to open with his A1, and that'll give time for Brogni to put up the increased attack, and then he'll use the A2. So that's all you want to do. This will be the Dragon 20 team. I don't think we'll need Scyl for this, so this should speed up the run quite significantly. And Venom Mage is just there for poisons. Helps a little with the damage we take too with his passive. Now, if these champs were built just a little bit stronger, you could probably wipe out that wave in one nuke. Okay, so that's a problem. Our cooldowns aren't up in time for the wave 2. So maybe instead of Venom Mage, we bring Scyl. That'll give us a little bit of CC, as well as Ninja. Ninja can probably destroy the boss pretty quick. Or maybe we get rid of Nugoryu and bring Scyl, although he's doing quite a bit of damage to the waves. So you can already see that we're cruising well ahead of the 3-4 minute run that he had previously. And that's just due to picking some better champs for it and setting up the AI preset. This will probably be about a 2.5-3 minute run. If Ninja was alive, this dragon would almost be dead by now, I think. Okay, so I'm going to pause, come back at the end of the run. So it actually ended up taking quite a bit longer than I was anticipating. But, we got through it. We're going to... I hate these pop-ups that come right where you want to click. We're going to take out Tyrell. We're just going to use this same team and try it out. It's going to be a lot safer and more consistent. No room for error. Brogni. Okay. Okay, I think that should do it. We won't get through the waves quite as quick, but it should melt the boss a lot faster. I noticed that Brogni went before Nogorio there. I'm wondering if that was due to an increased speed buff. So far, so good. A little bit slower than the Tayrel, but we're not going to have any issues with Ninja dying. Alright, 2 minutes to the boss. Now let's see how fast Ninja eats this dragon. They have decreased defense on 2 of our champions for this part of the fight. For the single target, but just not for the waves. Okay, so just about 3 minutes here. Slight improvement, but nothing too major. So, that's not bad. We'll work on some of the gear in a minute. I just want to try some Ice Golem here. Can take Kale out, put in Brogni. Doom Priest is fine for cleansing. Tayrel will help speed up waves. Venomage for wave damage, I guess. If we're bringing Tayrel and Venomage, it doesn't make much sense because we don't have any wave nuke. Let's throw Ninja in there again. Okay, I'm going to let it run through and see how we end up. Okay, so we're at the boss in about 4 minutes. This is definitely not a speed run. Ice Golem is very difficult to speed run outside of having a few different types of champs like Sear or Poison Explosion for the waves. I don't believe any of the champs you have on this account would be able to wipe the waves fast enough. This should be a relatively safe run. We don't have decreased attack on an AoE, which could be an issue. But I think between Scyl and Brogni, they should be able to keep each other alive at least, and then just slowly wear down with HP burns and poisons. Nice layers of crowd control from Ninja and Scyl as well. Once we get rid of the minions the first time, Venomage should be able to get decreased attack up on the boss. Yikes. Okay, so hopefully Venomage will get poisons out and then decrease attack. And it weak hit because it's force. Ninja's HP burn activation can take the Ice Golem down without triggering his counterattack. Okay. Bad timing there. Okay, so we definitely need a decreased attack AoE on this team. I wonder if Brogni will be able to solo the rest. I'm gonna pause and we'll see what happens. Nope. Okay. Do we have a decreased attack AoE? Just gonna check his soul merchant because why not? We have Ultimate Death Knight, who's a great champion for that. So we'll use him. We could use Geomancer. He'll get the HP burn up on the boss. We could also use Direct Star. Taragi's pretty good too. Okay. So we'll keep Venomage for damage. We'll keep Scyl for revive. We'll throw an Ultimate Death Knight. He kind of serves the same purpose as Brogni. It is going to make the waves a little bit slower. And then we'll go for his defense aura. And then Ninja's alright for waves, but do I need him? And also, do I need Doom Priest? If I had high enough resist on Scyl and on Ultimate Death Knight, then I don't need Doom Priest, so I could switch him out. Try something like that. For Ice Golem, HP aura is better because he can ignore defense if his minions are out. So I'm going to try this, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so about the same time to the boss, 4 minutes. With our decreased attack, though, we're going to take a lot less damage here. We've also got Ultimate Death Knight soaking up the minion hits. So hopefully we can get that decreased attack out. I wonder if Ultimate Death Knight's booked. And he didn't land it. Okay, so I'm guessing he's not booked. That could be a problem. We got Geomancer passive up on the boss, which is good. Looks like Geomancer might die soon, though. Decreased accuracy is helpful. And apparently Ninja overrode Geomancer's passive. Oh, he's got it. He just doesn't have enough accuracy to land it. Okay. So we've got to rebuild the Ultimate Death Knight for sure. I think we're going to rebuild Scyl as well. Make her a little bit tankier if we can. We're going to take a look at gear. One nice thing about Ultimate Death Knight is if he's built well, even if the rest of the team dies, he can still solo it in a toxic set. So I'm going to let him do his thing, see if he wins or not, and then we'll come back. So he did manage to solo it eventually. He's a pretty good insurance policy for Ice Golem runs that go wrong. I just wish he had more accuracy here. And I think he's negative affinity on 24. So, yeah, negative affinity here. So he might not be the best option for this run, but he can definitely do 25. And then the last dungeon we're going to check out is Fire Knight. So he's running some multi-hitters. Decrease turn meter a little bit. Heal reduction. Level 50 Apothecary. I guess he's there just for multi-hitting. And a little bit of speed boost and heals. He doesn't have a preset for Fire Knight. Oh, here's his CB team, I guess. So Ninja is in the clan boss team. Okay, maybe he was just trying out something different. Okay, so for Fire Knight... instead of Apothecary, we could go with someone like Deacon. Gives us speed and drop defense for the waves. We want Scyl in there for the revives just to make it safe. Ninja in there for damage on the waves and the boss. Venomage for heal reduction. And then last we can do... probably a multi-hitter like Drex. Or we could just stick with the Apothecary. I like Drex. He's got the 3-hitter A1. And I think we're going to need it to get the shield down in round 3. So round 3 you want to make sure you're opening with the A1. He can open with his Hailburn to help get the shield down. Scyl. You just don't want her to use her AoE. And Deacon open with his A1. For the rounds, you want Scyl do whatever she wants. Deacon do whatever he wants. He cycles fast enough anyway. Ninja open with his freeze. I'll probably just go priority 1 on his freeze in both rounds. Because we have triple layers of crowd control, so it's not a big deal. Venomage will do what he wants, and Drex open with his... yeah, he's just going to do what he wants to. And turn off his Burning Lash for round 3. You don't want him using his AoE against the Fire Knight. So this will give us the speed from Deacon, some turn meter boost, decreased defense to replace that Tyrell there. We do have some weak affinity here. It's unfortunate. Maybe this team can take down 24. But we'll check that after. So waves are going to be quite slow. I'm not even sure if Deacon is geared. He looks like he's got 0 hit points, basically. So unfortunately our crowd control isn't consistent. Looked like Deacon's decreased defense got resisted, so I'm guessing he's not geared. Yeah. Okay, I'll let it run through, and then we're going to put some gear on Deacon. Okay, so we're at the boss. They've all used their A1s to open up the shield. They're going to get smacked. Almost die. Get some counterattacks off. Hopefully we can get decreased speed up from Scyl. Nice. Now we need healing reduction up, which we have. Decrease attack from Venom Age would be nice as well. Weak hit, sadly. Once we get Deacon moving faster, he'll be cycling his turn meter a lot more often. So it should help with getting this shield down quicker. Alright, I'll let this play out, and then I'm gonna go start gearing. Alright, so the run did end up failing because we just got hit too much. So I'm guessing that's why the Apothecary was there for the heals and that. He's got him in super fast gear. So it's a very well-geared Apothecary. Maybe I would just use him instead. So what I'm going to do now is re-gear the Scyl. So we're going to try to keep her in Relentless if we can. Some of these pieces aren't looking too hot, though. Triple flat attack, yeah. And an accuracy chest. The boots are nice. The boots are very nice. Resistance is a good banner to have. Let's start with accessories. That's always the best place to start. Let's see what we have for resistance and ac. Now here's the issue with resistance on Scyl. If you don't have enough resistance to resist stuff, you're better off just not using resistance banner. So we might just end up going for an accuracy banner. This one has pretty good hit points and speed. This one does not. It did roll the defense, which is not bad. Got a defense with resist and ac. That's actually a pretty decent accessory. So we're going to look for HP or defense. Okay, this one rolled resistance and accuracy as well. And it's a 6-star. So we don't really care about revenge on Scyl. So we're going to go for the higher stat one here. And then as far as rings go, we're again looking for hit points or defense. Let's see how this rolls. If this rolls multiple into hit points, we'll take it. Okay, one hit point. Can we get another? No. Okay, so we'll just leave this one on for now. We'll leave the resist on for now. I'm wondering where he uses the Scyl if he's trying to push hard Doom Tower. Doom Tower just reset. So I can't see how far he was pushing. If you're not using Scyl in hard Doom Tower, you don't really need to have more than like 200-ish accuracy. Do we have any fragments for Thea? We have 6. So he's probably not pushing too far into hard Doom Tower quite yet. So with that in mind, I'm going to go run this through the artifact optimizer and see if I can come up with a better build. Alright, so this is our finished product. We did have to steal Drexthar's weapon, so keep that in mind. But we are much tankier. Got hella defense now. About the same hit points. About the same speed. But we now have enough resistance to actually resist stage 20 to 25 dungeons. So that'll make her a lot tankier in Ice Golem and stuff like that. And enough accuracy to land her debuffs in dungeons. If you are going to bring her to hard Doom Tower, once you get up higher in the stages, you're going to have to switch her out to an accuracy banner and put Drexthar or Mithrala when you get her in the lead for the accuracy aura. So, okay, so she's done. I'm pretty happy with that build. It did cost 5 of our 20 million. You were not joking. The gear is very rough on this account. It's very different from building champions on my own account. So yeah, it's a little bit rough. Now we're going to try to rebuild this fella, if we can. We want accuracy substat. And defense main stat is fine. Double AC, perfect. So our goal with this build is to get the accuracy up to the point where he can land his decreased attack. He also does not need revenge accessories. I mean, it's helpful if you can fit it on, but you don't want to put on subpar jewelry just to get the revenge effect on this guy. Okay, let's take a second here. Defense with attack. So we just want hit points or defense. Okay, that didn't roll very well, so we'll keep that in our mind, but probably not. Yeah, it's a tough call. HP, I guess if this rolls defense, it could be worth using. Alright, so we're just going to keep him in whatever this is. For now. And then we do want to keep him in a toxic set. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through the artifact optimizer and see what it comes up with. It didn't find any suitable builds for the Scyl, which is unfortunate, so I just went through piece by piece and figured one out. But we'll try again with this guy. Alright, it took me a few tries, and I did have to continually move the speed down little by little till it was able to find a build. I'm not sure where you're using Shamail, but I am going to have to steal his boots and gloves for this, and Hotatsu's weapon. This will take to 12, hoping for some resistance. Okay, we got hit points, not bad. This will take to 12, hoping for some more accuracy. Okay, speed is good. Actually, speed is probably better, to be fair. Taking this to 16 might be a good idea as well. And then, of course, glyphing it all, but I'm not going to glyph it all right now. And I'm going to save the silver just in case we need it for the next build. So, overall, what we did to this build, he got a little bit slower. I think a little bit tankier. And then he now has enough accuracy to land his decreased attack, and still enough resistance to resist stuff. So, glyphing all this stuff would be a good idea, just to bump those stats up a little bit more. Now, Ninja. I know he's in your clan boss team, but I'm going to see if I can figure out a better build for him while matching the speed. Because I notice you have like an attack thingy on here. I just leveled his banner to 16 for the extra accuracy. HP with attack. That's fine. You want him to be kind of tanky anyway. So hit points main stat is pretty good. I'm just wondering if this might be a little bit better. If this rolls attack or hit points. Okay, flat hit points. I think it's still slightly better. And it will top out better as well. So I'm going to throw that on. Unless this double rolls attack. Yeah, this might be actually even better. Defense percent? Nice. So this is one of those cases where actually a rare item turns out to be much better than an epic, just because it's 6 stars and a little bit better for you. So I'm going to see if I can get him into a crit damage amulet and crit damage gloves. Without losing any speed and while keeping him in his lifesteal. So I'm going to run it through the optimizer, see what I can come up with. Okay, so I'm not going to touch Ninja's gear. I looked at all the options I had available, and the build just isn't good enough to warrant spending all the silver to swap gear around and stuff and level up new artifacts. So he will remain in this setup. And just a note, I did replace Hotatsu's weapon. So I made sure he remained speed tuned for your clan boss team. The weapon I took had 9 speed, so I put another 9 speed perception weapon on him. I'm trying to think of what else I should rebuild for you. I'm noticing as I go through just how scarce the gear is. It's really difficult. And with all the best champions that I want to rebuild, you use most of them in your clan boss, so it's I really don't want to fuck around with your clan boss champs, because I have no clue what you're doing in here. I don't want to mess around with your speed tune, because obviously your clan boss team is #1 importance. But I rebuilt Scyl. I rebuilt Ultimate Death Knight. It cost us about 10 mil. And now we'll check it out. We're going to... I think we'll take out Geomancer. Or maybe we'll take out Ninja. And throw in Doom Priest for the cleanse. And a little bit of healing. Drexstar would be okay here as well for more HP burn. Tyrant would be okay. Deliana wouldn't be too bad. But we'll just run this and see how long it takes for Venomage to get through the waves. There's the decreased attack. So this may not be a speed run, which I do apologize for, but at least it's going to be a consistent run, I hope. Rebuilding Scyl and Ultimate Death Knight should be the backbone to keep this team together. I can't touch your Geo or your Venomage because of Clan Boss. But between Geo passive and the AoE poisons, it's not too bad. So I'll get through the waves, we'll come back and see if we can survive on the boss. Alright, we're at the boss. A few minutes to get through the waves. Geo passive up right away, which is great. Both Scyl and Ultimate Death Knight should be resisting the majority of debuffs. Decrease attack, weak hit, which is the problem with stage 24. This might work better on 25. This will definitely work on 20. I don't think the boss does enough damage on 20 to get through these champions. But between the healing, the shields, the revive, I think it's a pretty safe run. As long as you don't trigger his passive while both the minions are alive. Which you shouldn't, because there's like very little damage going to the actual boss other than poisons. Decrease attack, weak hit. Okay, so now that Geo passive is up, we got to decrease attack up. The boss should be going down pretty quickly now. I'll just be honest, the account doesn't really have the gear to build speedrun teams for dungeons. I mean, you've got Spider on a pretty good run, but that's because of AoE HP burn. Spider's a pretty unique dungeon like that. With all these others, you've got to get through the waves and survive the boss. You could do... Once you get Ninja out of your clan boss team, you can build Ninja in like a really fast regen and immortal setup with high resist. And he can come in here and like solo these bosses. Like Dragon and Ice Golem. But until you stop using them in your clan boss, it's going to be hard to put the gear on them that you need. So that's 24. Which you can farm now pretty reliably. We'll try it on 20 just to see how it does. I'm going to pause and we'll see what time we get. Okay, so that team was pretty slow on 20. But I think there's some potential to be had with speedrunning on 20. with the champs that you have. Now, we probably could be using Brogni here instead of Ultimate Death Knight, but I think this will be more consistent. Brogni's not built the tankiest, so I just want to make sure the runs, even if they're not super duper fast, I do want to make sure they're consistent so that you're not wasting energy. And Ultimate Death Knight does have a Toxic set on, so that does help a little bit with the speed. But with Ninja in here instead of Geomancer, we've got Tayrel for the decreased defense. Which, speaking of, we should probably set AI preference so he doesn't waste it. And then, of course, Veno's just there for the heal reduction passive to decrease the damage we take, and for some poisons to speed it up. He's also going to have a chance to get decreased attack out on the Ice Golem once the minions are dead. Tayrel's got decreased attack as well, which is good. So the waves are much faster with this setup. It's still going to be quite safe for the boss, and I imagine it'll be relatively quick to kill the boss as well, because we're going to nuke the minions down faster. The only issue is if we do too much damage to the boss before we have decreased attack up on him. So a lot of it's going to come down to our RNG, whether the poisons tick him down below his threshold, or if we unfortunately might resummon the minions. But Ninja's got a pretty good chance of getting us through the thresholds if he uses his Hailburn. Okay, so a little unfortunate, but we do have a ton of poisons up on him. So just a little bit faster than your record. I'm going to make some optimizations in the AI to help speed up the waves and then run it again. Okay, I've got another team here for 20 that I think is going to do it slightly faster. I have set up the AI presets again. I'm hoping it works more or less how I want it to. The biggest issue here, again, is your clan boss team, because Brogni should be faster than everybody else so that I can open with the AoEs. Instead, I have to delay his AoE by 1 turn. Just a minor thing, but it does slow down the run, especially as we get into round 2 with cooldowns not being up and stuff. Like, Brogni's cooldown won't be up for round 2. Tayrel's won't be up for round 2. So it's just kind of annoying, but I think this will generally be a little bit faster than the other team, though maybe a little bit riskier. I do have Brogny's shield turned off for this round because I kind of want it to be up the first move in the last round, just for safety's reasons. You can try turning it on for this round if you want. It might work out, but I like having the shield and the block debuffs up for the first hit of the Fire Knight, or of the Ice Golem. I don't think it's a big deal. It looks pretty... Like, I don't think it would speed up this round that significantly, so... A little bit faster through the waves for sure with the Ninja Nuke. And decreased defense as well. So yeah, see how we have the shield up right away? Just gives us that safety from debuffs so we don't get decreased defense or decreased accuracy put on us. And then this should kill the boss slightly faster than the other team just because we have more damage dealers. Oh, we triggered the passive while there was still a minion up. Quite dangerous, but seems to be okay this time. So this is about as bad luck as you can get. Because we don't have AoE decreased attack on this team, we're at risk of taking big damage when we proc the passive. If we ever get both minions down at the same time, we should be able to get a decreased attack up. By this point, it doesn't even matter, though. So we shaved about a minute or so off what your previous time was. So that will be your Ice Golem 20 team. If you look in the team setups, I've got your Ice Golem 24, Dragon 24, and this is your Ice Golem 20. I'm pretty sure your Dragon 24 is still your fastest for Dragon 20 as well. But let me go double check your Fire Knight, and then we'll set up a team for that as well, and then we'll end the takeover. Okay, so here's the Dragon 20 team. Got it down to 3 minutes. It's nothing crazy, but I think your old time was what, like 4 minutes? So this team, again, is set up in the AI presets. And once you can get some of these champs... I know I said this before, like probably a minute ago for you guys, but if you can get Ninja out of your clan boss team or put him into a really tanky tanky regen immortal build with lots of speed, then he becomes a beast for soloing the dragon. And then you just build him around a squishy wave clear team so the rest of the team dies. And he's just left soloing the dragon. That'll speed it up quite significantly. So, we're going to drop Deacon because he's not geared. We're going to drop Drexstar. We'll go back to the Apothecary because he's built in really fast gear. And then we're going to do Geo. Yes, Geo. We're going to do Geo. So it's going to be Apothecary lead. Or Geo lead. I guess it doesn't really matter. Apothecary, Scyl, Ninja, Geo, and Venomage. So the most important thing here is open with our multi-hits. Don't use our AoEs. You want Geomancer to open with his A1, but prioritize his A3 and don't use his A2. And then Venomage, same thing. Open. Prioritize. Second priority. Now, any champion that you want to have their abilities up in round 3, you can go open, but then don't use in round 2. That'll make sure, even if they have it up at the start of the round, they'll use it, and then by the time they get to the end of the round, it'll be up again. So open, don't use, and that is all. Round 1, basically just use whatever they want. So let's see what your current time is here again. 8:37. Okay, so that's not a very high bar to beat. Remember, our last run failed because we took too much damage from the Fire Knight. It might be that we just have to replace Ninja as well. Put in like another protection champion, another multi-hitter, maybe Drexstar. We won't have a naked Deacon in this round, so we're actually going to get some damage out. Well, not... I said that wrong. We're actually not going to take as much damage, is what I meant to say. But it seems like between Geomancer burn and the Venomage poisons, the waves aren't taking terribly long. This kind of reminds me of the team I built for my Mystery Shard only when I started moving up to stage 24. I think I had Apothecary, Geo, Venomage, and Scyl, but instead I used Drex as my 5th. And it's definitely not a fast run, but it did work for me. Okay, so they should have all their proper cooldowns up for the start of the boss. Venomage might waste his. We'll see. And what I'm hoping here is that having the full turn meter control from Geomancer will be enough to keep the Fire Knight moving a bit slower. So he opens with his A1. Then we speed boost around, and hopefully he gets another turn. Yeah, there we go. Full turn meter gives us time to get all our debuffs out. And now we're just moving fast enough where Geomancer, I guess, is just gonna continuously keep the turn meter down. So, we could actually do this without Venomage. You could put in somebody like a Husk for the enemy max HP nuke. He's only level 50, I noticed, on your account. But if you build him out, you could put him in Venomage's place. You just need to make sure you're doing enough multi-hits to get the shield down. And that your Geomancer is able to get the turn meter control off before he puts his shield back up. I guess Tyrell would also work in Venomage's spot. He is weak affinity though, just like Venomage. So we shaved a few minutes off your run. It's not perfect, but it'll get the job done for you. One thing I do want to do is just make sure in wave 2, we want Apothecary to save his speed boost for round 3. Otherwise, we won't get back around to Geomancer's turn meter fast enough. Now, yeah, like I said, you could put a Tyrell in here for drop defense on the waves. And for a little bit more turn meter control. Venomage is fine, though. I'll label this for you, Fire Knight 20. And just for my curiosity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and try to push up to 24. So I'll be back. Okay, so this was stage 22. It worked, but just barely. It's kind of luck of the draw whether we got through or not. Okay, so not quite ready to move up to 24. I think you'd need probably Drexstar in there for the multi-hit. Maybe some Phantom Touches. I know you have it on a couple. Revenge Accessories could be good. Retribution Mastery could help. And then, of course, if you ever get, like, a Cold Heart. Yeah, I see you're missing Cold Heart. If you get Cold Heart, that would be a big help. Allure. She's obviously massive for that dungeon. But you should have a consistent 20 team there that's not too slow. And then, yeah, I would just work on your Arbiter missions and trying to get some more Faction Wars progress. Farm more Perception materials. Because the major point you're lacking in right now is your gear. I see you're very close to Arbiter. So yeah, you should have that soon. Once you get Arbiter, you can put her into most of these teams. Just build her in like a hybrid, sort of tanky, but sort of fast dungeon build like I have on my account. And then finally, just as a little extra, I'm going to try to fix a couple of your teams here. And just maybe give you some more options for what you can use. So, tanky team, something like that. I don't know if your Hotatsu's built out for damage, but if he is, you can use him. Otherwise, you might be able to get by with a Geomancer. Or you can use your Brogni as a damage dealer here. So it'd be something like this. And you would want to open with crowd control. I've never used Deliana, so I'm not sure what she does here. Block buffs is pretty good, so I'd open with that. Open with decreased defense, and he's going to open with his shield. And that would be like a tanky go second team. Putting a bolster set or a shield set on one of these champs. Typically, Brogni's a good one to put the shield set on, because you want to build him really high hit points. But you have him in your clan boss team, so that's not going to help you very much. You could also just put Scyl in here. You could put Scyl in here instead of Deliana as well. Or even instead of Brogni. And build your Tyrell to do nuke damage. For your speed team, once you get Arbiter, you'll throw Arbiter in there as the lead. Until you do, you got Deacon here. Really fast with accuracy. You want him to land decreased defense. And then you could do Brogni in this team as well. He's a nice protection champ. Otherwise, you're going to go Ninja for crowd control, Nogoryu for nuke, and then some kind of speed booster or just another nuking champion. But eventually you'll have Arbiter, so it'll be Arbiter, Deacon, and then it doesn't matter how slow these two are because you got double turn meter boost. Just make sure it's speed tuned. For now, I could guess you could just put like Scyl. You could put Scyl or Taragi in there, or just another nuker like Yannicka if you build her out. But I'll leave that up to you. So you'd go first choice on his turn meter boost. Second choice, decreased defense. You want Ninja to open with his AoE crowd control. And you need an attack down for this if you want to decrease the cooldown, but if you're built strong enough, they're going to nuke down the enemies anyway. So I'd run that as your speed team. And then as... Oh, I guess you have Apothecary, eh? You can put Apothecary in here too. Just for a second turn meter booster. And then for another go second team, this you could do something like... Well, you could do a go second team, or you could do another speed team. You might even split up your Arbiter and Deacon, if you wanted to. So this would be an example of a speed team. Decreased defense. So you wouldn't be able to use him in here if you're using him here. Increased attack into nuke. And then again, if you're using Brogni for increased attack, you can't use him here. You could also go nuke protection. And same as up here, you could take out the Brogni and put in Sandlashed. Just for another layer of protection. But you do need a damage dealer in each team. So if Tyrell's going to do damage or Deliana's going to do damage, Deliana in a retaliation set with damage stats would be good. And then you can use Tyrell for drop defense in a second speed team. Or you can make this another go second team. And put your Brogni here. And use your defense aura. you can build out Drexstar as a nuker. He's got really strong multipliers for a defense-based nuker. You can bring Tyrant into one of these Go Second teams as another layer of protection with his ally Protect. So you've got a lot of good options. These are just 3 teams that popped out to me. So you could do this as well. Basher, put skills to cooldown. So something like that. And these were the teams you're using before, so you had 3 Go Second teams. So yeah, I definitely think my teams would be an improvement on yours. But do with that what you will. I'm going to end the takeover there. I know it's been quite a long one. So, Matthew, appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you for subscribing, and congratulations on winning. I hope we were able to do some improvements for you that you're happy with. And as always, if you have any other questions, hit me up on Discord. For everybody else, if you are looking to get a takeover done, at 500 subscribers, we'll be giving another away. So subscribe to the channel, like it, and I will catch you in the next one.